Yeah, I would choose to share the. I would choose to share the time when I first had an interaction with Gurudev. After I did the course, it was only after 6 months or 7 months or so I went to the ashram to have his darshan. It was in VM. There a lot of crowd. I think that was some auspicious day or something like that. There was a lot of people, and I was sitting at a rare end behind in the VM, and that was the first time I had I saw Gurudev in person. So my other volunteers, my friends who were coming with me, they were like, they just told, so see, this is a very significant day because you are having darshan of your guru. So I was like, okay. I mean, I didn't connect well with what they were saying. I said, yeah, nice. And then when I saw Gurudev come in and a lot of people were near him talking to him, I really had, suddenly I felt, it would be, I'm sitting so far here, it would be so nice to be close to him, talk to him, right? Just that one thought crossed my mind. And they're all standing so near to him and he's speaking to them. And then it just left, the thought left me. And after some time, maybe after a few months, I don't remember when, there was this culture, spiritual festival, something, culture, corporate culture festival organized in the ashram. So I went, I took off for a day or two from office, from my work, and I went to do seva. I didn't know what to do. I just landed there and I asked somebody. Somehow I landed up in assisting Art Excel course. One teacher was there. She was teaching Art Excel course for the participants whose children, right? There were a lot of corporate people who were attending the course and their children were undergoing the Art Excel course. So I went to assist the teacher, the other teacher. So while the course was, after one day happened, 2 day happened, on the final day, I think, and then there were very small children, I had to take care of them also while the course was happening. Suddenly my teacher said, okay, like while the session was almost getting over, she said, I think Guruji is coming. This was in Narayana Hall, old ashram. That's where the Art Excel course was happening. That time Guruji was, living in Shakti Kuti, right? So somebody said, she said, I feel Guruji would be walking this way. Let's just go there. It was just outside the Narayana Hall. So I had no clue. So I just went and stood there. And Gurudev, all of a sudden, he comes. He comes and then that was the first time I was seeing him so close. It was really like so close coming. And then the other teacher, Gurudev, spoke to her. And then, how was the things happening like that. And he just walked. And then he came back and he just looked into my eyes, and then it felt like a lifetime or more. And then he said, oh, when did you come? Okay, so I said, Gurudev, I came to do seva. I have done the course, something I blabbered. And then he's like, we are hosts here. People who come to the ashram, our guests, are our guests, so we should take good care of them. Like that, he said. I said, okay, yes. That was the first interaction where he just happened on its own without any plan. And that same day in the satsang, somebody asked a question, Gurudev, how to meet you, or I want to meet you, how to come near you, or something like that. How to meet you, that was the question. Gurudev said, you be in knowledge, you do seva, then I will come to you. You don't have to come to me. I will come to you because I have no choice, he said. And that experience he had given me in the morning, The same day he had already, because I really didn't plan, I was just being there, doing seva to whatever capacity I can. And it so happened that he came, he created a situation where he spoke to me, he met me, and in the evening he gives this knowledge. It was like I'm having goosebumps even now when I'm talking to you. It was so amazing, so it is just that, we keep doing the seva and be in the knowledge, as much as possible. And then he's there. Thank you.
Any other experience, Sarikaji? You tell about your marriage, no? How it happened?
Yeah, that's a pretty long story.
Do we have time?
Okay. So before that, one more incident I'll share, and then I'll share about my marriage. Um, so once after, then I started going to ashram regularly for satsangs in the evenings. At that time, I didn't have a means to go, no vehicle and all that. So I used to either rely on devotees to take me carpooling, like that, or I used to take bus. I used to stay in Jayanagar somewhere. So I used to go to the Banshankri and take two buses and then go to the ashram. That's how I used to go. So once Gurudev had come, I was in the ashram, there was satsang happening, and it was raining heavily that day. And but I really wanted to go to the ashram, I wanted to, and it was a Sunday, I remember. I think Sunday he speaks in Kannada also. So I wanted to go, and then many volunteers who I knew, who I used to usually do carpool from, they said they had other programs and none of them were going. And my mom and like they were like, it's raining heavily, so if you get somebody then only, otherwise bus and all, don't go at this hour. It was pretty late in the evening, it was raining. So I was feeling very bad. Somehow I just could not go, and I was just sitting and like, oh, what would Gurudev be speaking today, some knowledge, all that I was thinking. And then suddenly phone rings. Okay, my phone rings and I pick the call, and it is from another art of living teacher. The call was coming, so I picked the call and I hear Gurudev speaking. Okay, and I was like, oh, what's, and then I hear him speak. He's in the ashram, right? In the satsang, he's giving knowledge. I still remember what he's speaking about intention and desire, difference between intention and desire, right? He was giving example, like you want to go to Mysore, and then you have a desire, and the intention means you want to go there and you just plan and go. But desire is like again and again, it is causing that, all that. He was explaining the difference, and I heard all that. It was around 10-15 minutes, I heard all the knowledge. And then the knowledge was over, and then the phone got cut. Okay, and later I called this teacher. You had called me, right? Because I was hearing all that from the knowledge. He's like, no, I didn't call you. Actually, I think when he was sitting in the ashram, he was in the ashram. When he was sitting in the ashram, somehow, it's like miracle magic. His phone has dialed my number. He doesn't even know. And when I picked the call, I heard the whole knowledge, from the ashram what Gurudev was telling. So that was the way how he fulfilled my desire, I would say, to hear him, to hear the knowledge. That was a very interesting and amazing experience I had. So coming to my marriage, so that's a bit a long story, but yeah, I'll try to tell it in a crisp way. So I was happy doing all the seva, and I was really happy, right? So I never really bothered about marriage and things. So obviously my mom and my brother, I had lost my father by then. So they were pretty worried. I was already like crossing 28, 27, it's then they were like, he has to get married, and nothing was really working out. So then once I was taking a course, and I was teaching the part one course. And then suddenly one of the volunteers said, I think Gurudev is here in the ashram. That it was the last day of the program. Gurudev is here and he's giving darshan. I think I'm going to the ashram why don't you come? I mean, do you also want to come? I said, yeah. And by then I was thinking that never I had really gone and asked anything like want to go near Gurudev, want to have darshan. Nothing was there. I was just doing my, seva, and that's all. I was just to myself. I never really went to ashram much again. So only in satsang I used to have darshan, and that's it. Never spoke to Gurudev. Like after that incident when he spoke to me. So, but this time I was feeling that I should ask in the sense I should know what to do about marriage, because the pressure was too much now for me. What to do. So I went to ashram with a volunteer, and he drove so fast actually. And by the time we reached, he was giving darshan in Badri Vishal. So they said already Gurudev has come, and they closed the door. And then somehow this volunteer knew some senior teachers and all. Somebody came and they just let us in. That also, it was like, I don't know how it happened. So I just went. I thought, okay, maybe it's a weekday. I think it was a weekday. Not many people knew that Gurudev was giving the darshan. So crowd will be like, maybe I'll get to talk to him. I went like that, but already there were like 200, 300 people, that too in Badri Vishal, all crowded. Gurudev has already started giving darshan. And I don't know what happened at that time, how it clicked to me. I said, let me write and give it to Gurudev, what my wish, right? So I took a pen from somebody, paper from somebody. I went one place just outside Badri Vishal, sat there, and I wrote to Gurudev. Gurudev, like I mean, you tell me, you want me to get married, or you want I'm fine with whatever you tell me. So you please guide me, like that, so you choose, because I'm not able to choose, and whatever you choose for me. So like that, I wrote this one paper, and Gurudev came for darshan. There was so much crowded. Somehow I managed to give it in his hand. So he just took it like that, and he just walked. And then after a few steps again, he just turned and looked at me, with a smile. He just took that was, I mean, that moment was really very, very overwhelming and very divine experience for me. That look what he gave, he smiled, right? Everything stopped for me at that time. I started like crying. So this other teacher, he came running like, what happened? Were you not able to talk to Gurudev? Did you not give the letter to Gurudev? What happened? Because I was crying so much. Then I said, I just could say that he heard me. That's all I told. He heard me. And then after this happened, within a month's time, when I was in office, I think it was in a month's time, I got a call from ashram that Sharmila Murarkar, like she was doing that Shri matrimony and all that time. Okay, because she knew me, she was only telling me that if I find somebody, I will find somebody suitable for you and all that. So she called me from the ashram. She said, you come. I said, see, I think something. Yeah, I said, today I can't because I was busy in work. I'll come tomorrow or something like that. So next day I went, and then she directly took me to Kaivalya. Oh, you've come from office. You may not have had food. Nothing of this was planned. Okay. She just, first time I was going to Kaivalya, she took me there. She gave me, food was given to me. And then suddenly she got to know that, what, Gurudev is there in the Ganga Kutir. Why don't we go? We'll have his darshan. This also I don't know. So she took me to Ganga Kutir. First time I was going to Ganga Kutir in my life. She took me, and then there I still remember like Bharat Bhaya, like Swami Suryapaji. They were all like with Gurudev talking something, right? They were all having some discussion. So she just took me, and then she told Sharmila ji told Gurudev, Gurudev. She's Sarika, she works in Wipro, and then she's Art Excel teach something. She was saying teacher. So Gurudev just smiled, and he told in Kannada, he told "Khushiyagidyalla," like that, means you're happy, right? That's he. Gurudev asked like that. I said, yeah, Guruji, like I am like happy. So he gave me one Kaju Katli. I still remember. So he gave one Kaju Katli, and then I just took that. They took blessings, and I went. And like after some time, I don't know who, like, the Kishore Prasadji was the secretariat, I think. He was calling me from the phone. I left ashram. And I don't know him, right? I didn't have any number, secretariat number, nothing I knew. Then later Suresh Babuji, because I knew him well, because I had taken some course along with him and things like that. So I had his number. So when I saw a call from him, then I picked. I saw a missed call from him. I called back. I said, no. It's like, Gurudev, this Kishore Prasad is talking, wants to talk secretariat and all. I said, I'll come tomorrow. Maybe I'm like, it's very late now. So next day I went, and then he said, Gurudev wants you to meet Sri Ashok Prasad ji. Okay, so he wants you to meet him. Like that he said, and he was in Mangalore that time. He was teaching a course in Mangalore. Ashok Prasad ji. So they called him. Gurudev asked his secretary to call him. So he came running. He in the overnight he told some other teacher to continue the course, and he came down on Monday. Then I went home. I took my brother because he's telling some. So I said, okay, let me go with my brother. So I took my brother to the ashram there first time, and I had seen him before because he used to travel, and once he had asked me, because I used to take Art Excel course. Ashok Prasadji has asked me, like, do you speak Kannada? Maybe you should come to take a course in some other city outside of Bangalore and all that. So like that, one light conversation I had. That's it. Otherwise, I have had no interaction with him. So, and then we were supposed to meet him, and then we met, and I think he was fine. Then I wanted to check with my mother, because Ashok Prasad is a full-time teacher. This is another little bit story. It's I'll just take 2-3 minutes of yours. And my mother was very anxious, because she knew that I was into this art of living and doing courses and all. But one thing she had, but marriage, she has seen other people in the ashram, right? She didn't want me to marry and be in the ashram, somebody who is not working, all that. She was very afraid and, very concerned about that. But and once she had told also, don't marry somebody who is not having, who is not working and things like that. And here Ashok Prasad ji is a full-time teacher. So I had told Kishorji that, okay, I have to check with my mom. I'll come back like that. But Kishorji, I think he already started calling me Bhabhi, like, because he's, I don't know. So then I went home after meeting. So I told, okay, my mother, after I went home after meeting Ashok Prasad ji, this is what has happened. We met, and my brother also was anyway there with me. So I told he is full-time teacher. So I was little thinking, I don't know what, my mom may not be comfortable or may be happy. So I just told her, I didn't want to hide anything. But I was so surprised. She said, if you both have a understanding, then I think it should be okay, she said. like that, because he's in a full-time teacher, I am working in a corporate company, how she wasn't comfortable, but she said, if you both have a good understanding, then it's fine. And then she told me that when I left to meet him, meet Ashok Prasad ji, because our deity, home deity is Balaji, Balaji Bhagwan, right? So when she was doing puja in the morning, the flower fell, it seems, from Balaji Bhagwan's photo. She took that as a blessing. She told me later, this is what happened when you went to meet that day to the ashram. And so I don't know, it like her mind also kind of came into acceptance mode, and she's like, it should be fine. So that's how then everything like followed. And then once and Gurudev also is very he's like, he won't say directly, right? He is told Kishoji, okay, let them meet both boy and girl. If they are okay, if they're okay to, well, then let's get them married, like that. So, and then after we met, came back, then Kishore ji, like Kishore Prasad ji, he messaged, Gurudev has blessed both of you, and here is Ashok ji's number. So like that, he had sent a message. So that's how, in fact, the later, with lot of, it was, it's one of the like biggest miracle, I would say, in my life. We got married in the ashram, actually. Gurudev only said, no, we should, have the marriage here in the ashram. Yeah. So, yeah, that was very beautiful. Yeah, like that has been like many instances. Always it's a reminder that, like, what do you say, he says, right, it's always miracle, you should give chance to miracles, like that. So now it's the so much is happening in life, everything seems very uh, all full of miracles only. Guru stories.
So last story, Geeta Balaji was referring that she came to your house when Guruji came, Rajarajeshwari Nagar.
Right.
Last, we will end with this.
Okay. Gurudev's visit to our house.
Visit, yeah.
Yeah. So this also, it was not really planned. This after I got married, we built a house on the first floor. The ground floor only was there. First floor house was built. So that house, Gruha Pravesh, we wanted to call Gurudev. But I think that time, obviously Gurudev was not available in the town. So after within a month or so, it just happened. I don't know the background, how it maybe Kushaurji and maybe they all had met, and how so suddenly Gurudev decided that okay, he'll come to Rajarajeshwari Nagar, and when he comes, he'll come to our house. I had no clue. I had already started to office. In fact, electronic, it was almost like one hour 15 minutes drive. Right, so I went in bus. So I was getting down from the bus, then I got this call, Gurudev is coming home today. So I just got down, took the next bus back. So took the next bus back home, and then there were like volunteers, there's some people, lot of things. It happened like everything like this, people were there coming, and a lot of what to make, he'll have like food. So we started preparing food. We started, some teacher, she came, she decorated, they put rangoli, everything happened so quick. Many people got together, all that, and then he did come home. And I had this wish to do pada puja, that was there in my mind, like, that got fulfilled that day. We did Path Puja to Gurudev, me and my mother-in-law, we did. And then he had food. First, he came home. He first went to the kitchen. Okay, Gurudev. First, he walked into the kitchen, looked at everything. Oh, like all that preparation he saw, and then he came. Okay, whose room is this? In fact, he went to each and every corner of the house, and then he came and for while serving, we got that opportunity to serve food. So at that time I was telling how Gurudev, like I had this like small wish to do path, but that also you fulfill. How is this, like anything you wish, it is just happening. So Gurudev just smiled. uh, and then he was there like at least for half an hour. I think he had food, and then he gave blessings and darshan to people who had come home that day, and we all took pictures. And yeah, it was like, yeah, maybe for half an hour, 40 minutes he was there, but it just went like a minute. It was an amazing experience. Yeah. There are yeah, many, if I think, right, there are many stories. Yeah, I don't know how much time we have.
Super. Geeta Balaji recently came. She was sharing her experience. In her experience, this story that she was crying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. I don't know how many of you have come for the WCF, right? World Culture Festival, right? So that is also a miracle for us. How we came, we were here in California, and we had no, in the sense, again, like three people, like tickets just then. So it just happened that in the office, suddenly some event happened, was planned in the office, and they said, okay, it was exactly around that dates, and
March
then
11th, 12th, 13th,
yeah, right. So around
2006.
that time, maybe a 1 week around that time, like a 10 days, right? That's when some event happened in some audit was supposed to happen, and they said you should come. And like, the entire my ticket to and fro, everything was taken care by office. And while returning, yeah, I mean, otherwise we had like, then we were like, okay, this is like some kind of a signal that we have to go. So then full family, we said, okay, anyway, one ticket, it's all taken care by. And even like if you see the moment office, right, from airport to home, everything will be reimbursed by office, right? And then very interestingly, what happened, it was like our ticket was from San Francisco to Bangalore to San Francisco, and the WCF dates were like till 19th or something like that, right? 13th and 14th was supposed to be from Bangalore to SFO, okay, just the day after. And while the tickets were given, right, return ticket they have given me from Delhi to San Francisco. Can you believe? It has never happened. I didn't ask. And because my manager, when I told, he is like, see, you cannot change the FTA. It's called foreign travel request. It cannot change you cannot do all that, change the request. And also how you, within that, if you can manage, you manage it like that, he had told. Because when I told him that after this audit or whatever, I'll take the flight from Delhi, so he just told me like that. And without me asking, Wipro, like that, whatever travel team, no, they have booked me tickets from Delhi to San Francisco. I looked at it twice, thrice. What is happening? How it happened? I till date I don't know. So it became very easy for me to tell in the office, because there's no change, because already they have given me the ticket from Delhi to SFO. So it is just a miracle how we came in that short notice. And actually what happened, the audit didn't happen only. They said audit for which I was supposed to go, it didn't happen. It got completely pushed, postponed. And in fact that year it didn't happen. It was as if the whole thing was planned so that we be there in World Culture Festival. It was again one more. It's all surreal actually, but in Gurudev's presence, anything is possible. Yeah, thank you
Super.
everyone.
Thank you.